Hello, you fearless dreamer, driven by an unquenchable thirst to conquer life's greatest challenges. Stop for a moment and reflect. What's standing between you and the extraordinary future you envision? Is it the sting of past failures weighing you down? The fear of falling short again? Or perhaps you're so focused on chasing victories that you're missing the deeper lessons life is trying to teach you. Today, we're diving into a transformative truth from one of the world's most iconic visionaries, Bill Gates, the man who turned a small startup called Microsoft into a global empire, becoming one of history's wealthiest and most influential billionaires. He once said, "It's fine to celebrate success, but it is more important to heed the lessons of failure." These words are a clarion call, a reminder that failure isn't your enemy, it's your greatest teacher, guiding you toward true greatness. Join me on this journey as we explore Gates' wisdom, uncover his remarkable story, and learn how to transform every setback into a stepping stone to your own legacy of success. Picture yourself standing at a crossroads in your life. You've just achieved a milestone, maybe a successful project, a profitable venture, or a personal goal that fills you with pride. You celebrate, you bask in the glow, and you deserve every moment of that joy. But Bill Gates warns us, while it's fine to savor success, it's far more critical to listen to what failure has to teach. Success feels good, but it's fleeting. Failure, on the other hand, is a stern mentor, revealing your weaknesses, sharpening your focus, and pushing you to grow. Gates' own journey is proof of this. Let's go back to 1975. When a 20-year-old Gates dropped out of Harvard to pursue a vision most dismissed as lunacy, to put a computer in every home. With his friend Paul Allen, he founded Microsoft in a humble garage, fueled by grit and a bold dream. The early days were brutal. They faced financial struggles, skeptical investors, and software that often failed to deliver. Their first major contract, to build a basic interpreter for the Altair 8800, nearly collapsed when their code wasn't ready by the deadline. Gates and Allen burned the midnight oil, fixing bugs and rewriting lines, barely making it across the finish line. That was just the beginning. Microsoft's early products, like Windows 1.0 in 1985, were criticized as sluggish and user-unfriendly. Later, in 2000, Windows Me became one of Microsoft's biggest flops, riddled with crashes and glitches that frustrated users worldwide. But Gates didn't let these failures define him. Instead, he embraced them as opportunities to learn, adapt, and improve. Each setback was a lesson, and those lessons led to the launch of Windows XP in 2001, an operating system so legendary it powered computers globally for over a decade. What if Gates had ignored those failures? What if, after early wins like Microsoft's deal with IBM, he'd assumed he had it all figured out? Microsoft might never have survived the fierce competition from Apple, the rise of the internet, or the antitrust battles of the 1990s. Gates knew that failure wasn't the end. It was a roadmap to success. He said, "Your most unhappy customers are your greatest source of learning." When Windows Me flopped, Gates and his team didn't shy away from the criticism. They dove into user feedback, pinpointed the flaws, and used those insights to build a better product. This mindset turned Microsoft from a scrappy startup into a tech titan. And it's the same mindset that can transform your life. Failure is a universal experience, but not everyone learns from it. History is full of examples of those who ignored their setbacks and paid the price. Consider Blockbuster, the video rental giant of the 1990s. At its peak, it had thousands of stores and millions of customers. But when Netflix emerged with a new model, first DVDs by mail, then streaming, Blockbuster dismissed it as a fad. They clung to their brick-and-mortar success, ignoring the lessons of a changing market. By 2010, Blockbuster was bankrupt, while Netflix soared to become a global powerhouse. Or think of Polaroid, a pioneer in instant photography. When digital cameras emerged, Polaroid failed to adapt, too confident in their past triumphs. They faded into obscurity as the world moved on. These stories underscore Gates' wisdom. Failure teaches lessons that success never can. If you don't listen, you risk becoming irrelevant. Gates' ability to learn from failure wasn't just about business. It was a way of life. He's known for his insatiable curiosity, reading dozens of books a year on everything from biology to economics to social justice. He said, "Every dollar spent on education is an investment, not an expense, even as a billionaire." Gates approaches life like a student, always seeking new knowledge, always ready to learn from mistakes. When Microsoft faced a major setback with the antitrust lawsuits in the late 1990s, accused of monopolistic practices, Gates didn't just fight the legal battle. He learned from it, reshaping Microsoft's strategies to focus on collaboration and innovation. This humility allowed Microsoft to thrive in the face of adversity, outlasting competitors who couldn't adapt. Gates' approach to failure extends beyond business to his work with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. In 2000, he stepped down as Microsoft's CEO to focus on global challenges like poverty, healthcare, and education. His foundation's efforts, from malaria vaccines to global education initiatives, have saved millions of lives. But even here, Gates faced failures. Early investments in certain health programs didn't yield the expected results. But instead of giving up, he analyzed what went wrong, adjusted strategies, and doubled down on what worked. His 2015 TED Talk, where he warned about the risk of a global pandemic, proved prophetic when COVID-19 struck. Drawing on lessons from past global health failures, his foundation invested billions in vaccine research and equitable distribution, proving that even setbacks on a global scale can be turned into opportunities for impact. Now, let's bring this home to you. Think about your own life. When was the last time you failed? Maybe a business venture fell apart, a job application was rejected, or a personal goal slipped through your fingers. How did you respond? Did you brush it off, blaming external factors? Or did you dig deep, asking, "What can I learn from this? How can I grow?" Gates' philosophy is clear. Failure is your greatest teacher, but only if you're willing to listen. Imagine you're an entrepreneur launching a mobile app. Your first version gets some downloads, but users complain about bugs and a clunky interface. You could give up, convince the market isn't ready. Or you could follow Gates' example, study the feedback, fix the bugs, and release a better version. That's what Microsoft did with Windows XP after the Windows Me disaster. Every failure is a chance to refine your approach, sharpen your skills, and come back stronger. Failure isn't just about business. It's about life. In sports, athletes like Michael Jordan didn't become legends by winning every game. Jordan missed thousands of shots, lost countless games, but he used each loss to fuel his training, studying his weaknesses to become the greatest. In music, artists like Adele faced rejection early in their careers but used criticism to hone their craft, turning setbacks into chart-topping success. Whatever your field, student, professional, creator, failure is your guide. After every setback, ask, what went wrong? What can I do differently? How can I improve? Gates' resilience came from his ability to treat failure as data. When Windows 1.0 underperformed, he didn't sulk. He gathered feedback, iterated with Windows 2.0 and 3.0, and eventually launched Windows 95, which revolutionized computing. You can adopt this mindset. If a marketing campaign flops, analyze the metrics. Was the audience wrong? Was the message unclear? If a job interview doesn't land you the role, reflect. Did I prepare enough? How can I present myself better? Every failure is a puzzle, and solving it brings you closer to your goals. Gates also teaches us the power of persistence. He said, most people overestimate what they can do in 1 year and underestimate what they can do in 10 years. Microsoft's rise wasn't instant. It took over a decade of relentless effort, tweaking products, and learning from mistakes to become a tech giant. Your journey will be similar. You might not see breakthroughs this week or this month, but if you commit to consistent growth, learning a new skill, refining your strategy, or building your network, you'll be stunned by what you can achieve by 2035. Picture your dream, a thriving business, financial freedom, or a legacy that inspires others. Write it down, break it into daily actions, and start now. The path to billions is paved with small, persistent steps. Risk is another key lesson from Gates. He said, "To win big, you sometimes have to take big risks." Dropping out of Harvard was a gamble. Betting on personal computers when they were a niche market was a gamble. But these risks were calculated, backed by research and a willingness to learn from failure. You can take similar risks. Maybe you're scared to launch that startup, pitch the bold idea, or invest in a new opportunity. That's normal. But do your homework, weigh the risks, and then act. Billionaires don't succeed by playing it safe. They succeed by learning from every fall. Gates' foresight also sets him apart. His 2015 pandemic warning showed his ability to anticipate challenges and learn from past failures. Like the slow response to Ebola, you can do the same. What's the next big trend in your industry? If you're in tech, study AI or blockchain. If you're in retail, explore e-commerce trends like personalization. If you're in healthcare, dive into telemedicine or wearable tech. Stay ahead by learning from the failures of others' competitors, industries, or even history. Surround yourself with people who challenge you. Gates said, "I choose a lazy person to do a hard job, because a lazy person will find an easy way to do it." This isn't about laziness. It's about creativity and efficiency. Gates valued team members who thought differently. Who pushed him to innovate? Who's in your circle? Are they yes men who cheer your successes? Or do they question you, spark new ideas, and keep you sharp? Seek out mentors, peers, or communities that challenge your thinking. Join a mastermind group, attend industry events, or message someone on LinkedIn whose work you admire. Failure thrives in isolation, growth happens in connection. Discipline is another cornerstone of Gates' success. In Microsoft's early days, he coded for days without sleep, driven by a vision. But he also knew when to delegate, trusting his team to execute. Balance hard work with smart work. Identify the one or two tasks each day that will move you closest to your goal. Maybe it's writing a business proposal, learning a new tool, or reaching out to a potential partner and tackle them first. Avoid getting lost in busy work that feels productive but doesn't move the needle. Gates' life also reminds us that success isn't just about personal gain. Through his foundation, he's tackled global inequalities, saying, "Life is not fair, get used to it." Instead of complaining, he uses wealth to fund solutions for health, education, and poverty, saving millions of lives. As you rise, think about your impact. How can you lift others? Mentor someone starting out, share your knowledge online, or support a cause. True billionaires build legacies, not just bank accounts. Now, my friend, it's your moment to act. Bill Gates has shown us that failure is the greatest teacher, but only if you listen. Don't let setbacks define you. Let them refine you. Don't let the thrill of success distract you from the lessons of failure. I challenge you right now. Reflect on your most recent failure. What happened? Write down 3 lessons that taught you, a mistake to avoid, a skill to learn, a strategy to rethink. Next, commit to growth. Read a book that stretches your mind. Try The Road to Character by David Brooks, or Principles by Ray Dalio, both admired by Gates. Enroll in a course on platforms like Coursera or Skillshare to master a new skill. Whether it's coding, marketing, or public speaking, connect with someone who inspires you, a mentor, a colleague, or even a stranger on social media. Then, act immediately. Write down your biggest goal for 2035, a business empire, financial independence, or a world-changing idea. Break it into one small step you can take today. Research a market, draft a plan, or make a single call. But don't stop there. Build a daily habit of growth: 30 minutes of reading, 10 minutes of journaling your progress, or 5 minutes of outreach. Study your industry's future. What's the next big shift? Are you ready to lead it? Surround yourself with people who challenge you, not just applaud you. And as you grow, think about your legacy. How will you use your success to make a difference? Mentor a young dreamer, share your story, or support a cause that matters. Failure is not the end. It's the beginning of something greater. Like Bill Gates, embrace it as your teacher. Stay hungry, stay curious, and never stop learning. The road to billions or to your greatest self is waiting, but is only for those who dare to fall, learn, and rise again. Thank you for listening. If this story has sparked something in you, leave a comment sharing your biggest failure and the lesson it taught you. Like, share, and subscribe for more inspiration from the world's greatest billionaires. I'll see you on the path to your dreams.